Hi, it's Nicole for Simple Stories, and today I have a layout featuring simple vintage junk drawer with a focus on small moments, big memories. Now, if you know me, you know my layouts, you know my channel, you know that I tend to gravitate towards those bright, bold, playful collections. So anytime Simple Stories comes out with a simple vintage line, it always feels like a creative stretch for me. When I first pulled out junk drawer, I honestly wasn't sure how to approach it until I stopped thinking about the products individually and started thinking about what a junk drawer actually represents. And to me, it's a place where we tuck things into those junk drawers when they don't feel important in the moment, little bits and pieces we don't need right now, and yet when we finally clean them out, those items often hold the most meaning. That idea kind of walked me straight into some very recent photos from a family visit with my grandparents. I did not have any intention of working with these photos, especially now. We had made a point to take a family photo kind of in one of those quiet moments, my sister and my mom and I kind of looking at each other as we're all here. How often are we all three together at my grandparents' house? Let's just take a photo, with that kind of just in case mentality. Only later to realize it truly would be the last one. We lost my granddad shortly after, and it made me incredibly thankful for that moment and for a collection that pushed me to document it. So, as far as the photos go, that's kind of where everything lands there. And then as far as the layout assembly goes, I will link down below where you can find the sketch. The time in which I'm doing this voiceover, I can't remember the specific sketch download. It is by Allison Davis and Scrapbook Generation. You guys know I love their sketches. I will go back and look it up and link it down below, as well as where you can find the Simple Vintage Junk Drawer collection. The sketch that I pulled out and used featured kind of like a band of tags. And for some reason with junk drawer, I kept going back to the cut apart tags. And so I felt like that was a really good kind of use for them, is to sort of create a ledge or a band across the layout and have that be a landing place for the photos, the journaling, the embellishing, and all of that. The sketch also featured a double stitched frame around the layout, and I don't know that I've ever done that. And I actually really liked the finished result of this. I feel like anytime I've ever done like a stitched frame, it's just been, the one. I have 3 photos here. I want to say the largest one is a 3x3. I think I have a 2.5 by 2.5 and then like a 1.5 by 1.5, which I wasn't really sure if I was going to include that small one. His hospice nurse, when we asked her to take a family photo, she kind of asked us to do this, and in my mind I was a little weirded out because I've only ever seen that done sort of at somebody's bedside when they've already passed, and so I was like, I don't really know about this. In hindsight, I am grateful to her for having us take that photo, because that was kind of one of the last days that he was sort of still with it, I guess, in a sense. So I don't know. I'm kind of glad that, she encouraged us to take that one. I wasn't really sure how it would feel when it came to printing it and working with it. So I chose to make it small and fit on one of the tags and kind of have it just be sort of off to the side. I had even considered doing not a pocket, but where you can tuck it behind things. Ultimately, it's my layout. It's going to go in my album, and I'm okay with seeing that photo. So with that, I'm going to start layering up the tags, and I chose, you guys know me, I'm going to choose the more subtle patterns, but I also tried to think about things that they have enjoyed. My grandmother, I still pick up library books for her. I do her hold requests, but for forever, they were both pretty avid readers. he would walk to the library a couple days a week, go get their holds, all that kind of stuff. So when I saw the paper that had like the library pockets and stuff like that, I knew that I wanted to kind of mix those in with the tags as well. A lot of it is going to get covered up by embellishments and stuff, but I like the fact that they peek out and you can still tell that they are like library items. I took a brown tone-on-tone pattern from the 6x8 paper pad to mat the two larger photos, and then I'm going to build a title between items from the foam sticker sheet and the sentiment die cut pack, and just kind of do like kind of like a stacked title type thing. And then I did go through, I think the bits and pieces and the sentiment bits and pieces are the only two die cut packs that I opened. I tell you guys this a lot. When working with a new collection, especially simple vintage lines are always beefier. There's always just more stuff. There's usually rub-ons. There's usually the floral packs. It's a lot of product, especially when you're, kind of looking at everything. So for me, hands down, I gravitate towards my favorite items and kind of stick between, say, like 2 and 4 types of embellishments. And it just makes the back and forth and decision making a little quicker for me. I grabbed things like those keys, the clock with the little plant, and then I'm using the butterflies and the hearts kind of as a way to bring in the different colors that you see in the collection and kind of break up all of the straight pieces that you see in like the tags and the library cards and the photos and stuff. So you guys know I'm just going to kind of tuck things where I like them, not necessarily in any sort of 3-way type of cluster thing, unless I'm like really following a sketch and that sketch kind of does the 3-way cluster thing. You know what I mean. So again, I like to fill in until it gets to a point where I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's done. I think I have enough color spread out. I think I have enough shapes spread out, that type of thing. Originally, I thought I was just going to have a couple journal strips and tuck them above that smaller photo. And as I was working on the layout and as I was really kind of thinking about that junk drawer concept, I was like, I feel like I'm going to have too much to say for it to be journaling strips. So I typed my journaling up, kind of closed the spacing a little bit to put the lines a little closer together. I did size it down a little bit smaller than typical 12. I want to say this is probably 10. Rounded the corners, and then I'm just going to tuck this up here kind of on the top left of the layout. And then I do like to go back and kind of look through the embellishments one more time and just see, is there anything that I had seen the first time that I wanted to make sure that I used, or is there anything that I feel like I could go ahead and include and, kind of squeeze some more stuff in. I felt like the journaling block was kind of plain on its own, so that was when I grabbed a ticket and a clock and some hearts and kind of tried to, make it look like it belongs with everything else. So there is my completed layout. You can pause here if you want to read the journaling and then some more details of the title and stuff. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Check the description box if you're looking for links to anything. I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching my content, and I'll catch you later.